Hi guys, welcome back to Ode Enders. Welcome in, hope you're all doing well today. In today's video, I have something very special for you. I have one of Frederic Malle's Desert Gem collection, The Moon by Julien Rasquinet. This fragrance is famous for being beautiful and also famous for being extremely expensive. Is it worth it? I'll let you be the judge of that. Now, we're going to talk about a lot of things regarding this fragrance, including my own personal experience. Just keep in mind, all my fragrances that you see behind me here, purchased with my own money. No free bottles, no, shady nonsense going on like some other channels on YouTube, unfortunately. So I'm going to try to give you my personal opinion and experience with Frederic Malle The Moon. Now, a little bit about the brand and presentation before we go into things. Frederic Malle is a fantastic brand with many famous scents. The whole gist about this brand is they essentially invite famous perfumers to come work for them and put their name on the front of the bottle. That's really the entire brand's purpose, to give the perfumer the credit and the stage to create what they really would like to create, with, I believe, almost no restrictions on materials or any sort of brief handed down from some corporate entity trying to control what the brand releases. The presentation from Frederic Malle is simplistic, but very iconic. You see this very simple sort of paper label all around the entire bottle with the information on it regarding the perfumer's name, the name of the fragrance, and some other very small details. The cap is quite heavy. The glass itself is very high quality. It feels heavy. It feels luxurious in quality, but it does, for some people, seem a little too simplistic, but I don't mind that too much. I think this presentation from Frederic Malle is synonymous with the brand. It's just iconic in its own way. So let's get to the main part of this review. What does this fragrance smell like? Let's start with the price of the fragrance. This fragrance is part of Frederic Malle's Desert Gem collection. Believe it or not, it's not the most expensive one in that collection. I believe that belongs to a fragrance called The Night, which is a jaw-dropping $1,950. The Moon, in comparison, is a bargain at only $950. But you can search around and find it for significantly cheaper. I think I grabbed my 50 ml for about $380, which is still an unbelievable price for a fragrance. But this may be one of those few fragrances that really is worth the splurge. Number one, if you're worried about longevity and projection with some of the fragrances you own, this is not an issue with the Moon. The Moon is notorious for being extremely strong. It is one of the strongest fragrances I have ever experienced. I sprayed this outside the other day because I didn't want it to linger in my room for 24 plus hours. That is actually how strong this fragrance is. Funnily enough, after I sprayed it outside on a test strip, I went to edit another video and my desk smells like the Moon. That's not a bad thing because it smells unbelievable. When you spray the Moon for the very first time, you're going to experience one of the most beautiful berry notes almost. It's a lychee red berry, sort of raspberry hookah smell. That's what a lot of people compare the opening of the Moon to. So imagine raspberry hookah, red berries, lychee, combined with this dark sort of brooding oud. Oud is very challenging to some people. This isn't that sort of barnyard, very skanky oud. There's a little skank under there, but it is beautifully balanced with, again, those red fruits and the lychee in the opening. It really does smell, at first, for about, I'd say, the first 2-3 hours, like a fruity fragrance rather than a deep, dark, woody, oudy experience. But throughout the entire thing, you do experience both halves of this fragrance. Now, because it is so strong and so long-lasting, the transition of this fragrance takes a very long time. It does take about, I don't know, maybe 4 hours for this thing to dry down, and that's really a very long time. Most fragrances do not take that long to dry down, especially if it's a more simplistic or just a less dark fragrance profile. This fragrance will last on you for upwards of 12, 14 hours. If you spray this at night and then go to bed, you will smell it when you wake up. It is truly a beast mode fragrance. It is deserving of that title. Now, there are some beautiful nuances. In my experience, this fragrance brings out sort of the more leathery tones of oud, at least on my skin. It does bring out Just a slight bit of oud skank, but it's very tastefully balanced, like I said. And overall, this fragrance comes off as a wear experience to be extremely luxurious. You feel like you're getting the price tag of this fragrance. It lasts how it's supposed to last. The projection is insane to the point where you actually have to be careful of where you wear this. And it makes you feel just a certain type of way. This fragrance evokes an insane image in my mind of some sort of ruler in the Middle East riding through a desert at night, perhaps under moonlight. It really does feel regal, opulent, and luxurious. The entire wear experience for this fragrance is truly a journey. You go from that beautiful berry opening to the deep dry down where it's darker and more leathery and really leans into that heavy, woody, very slightly animalic side of oud. And I just wanted to touch on the dry down and the oud aspect of this fragrance. The oud is absolutely there throughout the entire wear experience. It is strong. It is definitely in your face as a fragrance in general. But when people hear oud, they automatically think this probably smells, literally like poop or piss or animalic or dirty. This is not that type of oud in my experience. This is a very balanced, smooth, very palatable take on an oud fragrance. It is strong, it is in your face, but in my opinion, this is a palatable oud. There is a slight skank or edge to that oud, but again, it's balanced off with very distinct smells such as the berries and the lychee and everything. So overall, it does come off, especially in the air, differently than when you're trying to shove your nose into it on your skin. And that's another thing to point out. It smells differently in the air, particularly with oud. On other people's skin, it could smell really bad up close, very strong, very fecal almost. But in the air, it has a completely different smell. So try to judge it based off of multiple aspects. Maybe dig your nose in it a little bit and then maybe try to judge it around you in the air. Try it on a test strip. Try it on someone else if they really want to, and you'll get a way better idea of how the fragrance smells. So that's going to wrap up this video. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more fragrance-related content. I might do an entire collection walkthrough video. That video is probably going to be like, I don't even know, like 2 hours long. Or maybe I'll do some more list-related content. You guys will have to let me know what you want in the comment section. Also, let me know, how did I do at describing the fragrance, and did you get a picture of how this actually smells? Because I am very new to fragrance-related content, and I would love your feedback in that regard so I can make better videos for all of you. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you guys in the next video.